Bonsoir French 102 students. Welcome to the fourth video for chapitre 4, chapter 4. So as you can see at the top of our slide, we're going to be talking about le temps libre. So free time, basically what do you do for fun? What do you do in your free time? The first question that you see up here, it starts with chez vous. So do you remember what this preposition chez means? We don't really have anything like this in English. It's kind of unique to French. And it basically means at the home of or at the place of. So it's asking you at your place or basically in your location, où est-ce qu'on va passer son temps libre? So où? Where does one, or where do we, or where do people, this pronoun on kind of has multiple meanings. It can mean one in the sense of one does something. It can mean we, like on y va, like let's go. It can also mean like people in general. So it's kind of a useful pronoun. So où est-ce qu'on va passer, ou où est-ce qu'on va pour passer son temps libre? So where do we go to spend our free time? Okay, on aime beaucoup, so we like or people like in general, les activités culturelles et de temps en temps, on va. So we really like cultural activities, and from time to time we go to the following places. So this slide is talking all about cultural activities that you would do in your free time. So on va au musée pour voir une exposition, so musée des beaux-arts. So we might go to a museum to see an exposition. On va au théâtre pour voir une pièce. We might go to a theater to see a play, une pièce. Finalement, on va à un concert ou un festival de musique. So we might go to a concert or a music festival. Notice the different contractions that we see here. When you have a, like on va à, we go to a place. It depends on what you're talking about next. Musée is a masculine noun. So if it's le musée, à le musée, we gotta combine à plus le to form au. On va au musée. Okay, on va au théâtre. Théâtre is also a masculine noun. So à plus le, they get combined to form au. Okay, here we're saying a concert, un concert. So since we've broken out un, we don't need to combine those, and it becomes un concert ou un festival de musique. Okay, so at this point in the video, I'm going to ask you to express your own preference. Okay, so of the three activities you see here, quelle activité culturelle est-ce que tu préfères? So which cultural activity do you prefer? When the question appears to you in the interactive video, I will have typed the question there for you, so you'll be able to see what I'm asking you. And you could say something like, and I'll give this to you in the interaction part of the video too, moi, je préfère aller au musée. Ou moi, je préfère aller au théâtre. Or moi, je préfère aller à un concert. Or if you have another idea you'd like to put in there to fill in the blank, you're welcome to choose something else if you want to be creative. Okay, so I'll give you a moment to answer that question. All right, and we'll move on to the next set of free time or leisure activities. Okay. So let's move me all the way up here. It's hard to find a place where I'm not covering something up. Okay. On aime aussi les activités de plein air et on va souvent. Okay, so here they're saying on aime, we like, or people like also, aussi, les activités de plein air. So what is de plein air? You could probably guess, right? It translates to full air. So activities in full air, basically outdoor activities. Les activités de plein air. Et on va souvent, so we often go to. Where do we go to enjoy these outdoor activities? Okay, so on va souvent au parc pour courir. So we go to the park to run. On va à la piscine pour nager. We go to the pool to swim. Et finalement, on va à la plage pour prendre un bain de soleil. Okay, so the last one is that we would go to the beach to sunbathe, to be out in the sun, to take a sun bath is basically what that means. Prendre un bain de soleil. All right, so in your case, how would you answer this kind of question? If I were to ask you, quelle activité de plein air est-ce que tu aimes faire? Quelle activité de plein air est-ce que tu vas faire? So I might answer that question like this. Moi, j'aime aller au parc pour courir. Moi, j'adore courir. I love to run. Oh, moi, j'aime aller à la piscine pour nager. I like to go to the pool to swim. Or j'aime aller à la plage. Moi, je n'aime pas aller à la plage à cause du soleil, because of the sun. I don't like the strong sun. I like it in the morning or the evening, but not in the middle of the day. So, dans mon cas, in my case, moi, je préfère aller au parc pour courir. Et vous? Et toi? Qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire? So I will ask you to answer a similar question about this set of activities. Quelle activité de plein air est-ce que tu préfères? All right, and then we'll move on to another set of activities here. Le temps libre, okay, pour retrouver des amis. So to get together with friends. On va à un match de basket. So we might go to a basketball game, a basketball match. On va en boîte. Okay, the word boîte just means box. But if you're talking about going clubbing, going out to a nightclub, you could say en boîte. You could also say en discothèque, like a discothèque. So either one is possible. But here you could say j'aime aller en boîte. Okay, you might also say j'aime aller or je préfère aller à l'église. So I like to go to church. That's another place maybe you can get together with friends or people you know. So in this case, quelle activité est-ce que tu préfères pour retrouver des amis? Okay, so in my case, I might say moi, je préfère aller en boîte. I like to dance. So that's the one I would choose. Okay, so now it's your turn to answer that question. Okay, and finally, we'll move on to our last slide, talking about shopping, pour faire du shopping. So here's the case where French has borrowed an English word, and you'll see these from time to time. For example, you might say, in the French often say parking for a parking spot. So sometimes there are words that get borrowed from English. We also borrow a lot of words from other languages too. Okay, so pour faire du shopping, on va au centre commercial. That's another way of saying mall. We go to the mall. Et on va dans les petits magasins. We go to some small stores or maybe boutiques. Et pour acheter des livres, on va à la librairie. And so notice again the contractions. On va au centre commercial. O is a plus le. You get o. On va à la librairie because librairie is feminine. It requires the article la. You combine a plus la and it stays separated. Okay, so in your case, pour faire du shopping, qu'est-ce que tu préfères? Tu préfères aller au centre commercial? Tu préfères les petits magasins? Ou tu préfères aller à la librairie? So I will leave you that question in the interactive video and you can answer with your preference. Okay, so that is a little bit of information, vocabulary about different ways to spend your free time, whether that be activities like cultural activities. It can be outdoor or sport kind of activities. It can be getting together with friends. And finally, it can be going shopping. So these are some ways you could talk to friends if you had the chance to spend some time in a French-speaking country. And this vocabulary would definitely come in very handy. So I encourage you to try the interactions, to record them. I will hear them. I will send you my feedback. And these will be great preparation for the activité orale assignments that are coming up not this week but next week. Bonne chance avec tous et à bientôt!